Hello, I'm Andy.
I'm Nancy.
Welcome back. Wow, that sun is bright. Oh well, at least you'll be able to see me. I'm working on the gray tank today. Didn't plan on working on the gray tank. Well, I kind of did. I got two things I have to do. I have to move it back because we bought an electric hot water heater that we want to place right here. And the other day, the valve here was frozen and I turned it a little too hard. And I broke it off. We do have a new valve. Went with brass this time. The tank's empty now, so I can move it and I can raise up this end so I can put this new valve in. I've got most of the work kind of already done. I have the, it's already unbolted from the floor. I just now have to disconnect the actual water. I was just upstairs and put tape over the faucet so no one gets me wet, and time to get it done. Board is sitting right there. Let's move you. Time to find the bigger pliers. A little bit better chance of getting it. I hope I get it with this, otherwise I got problems. It's not tall enough. Oh, that's close to being tall enough. Shit. I already put thread tape on there. Idea. We'll find out. Lots of spots for the threads to tighten. 3 at least. Oh. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's close the valve. Detent. I like that. Way better. I never really knew what way to turn that other one. It turned so hard. I learned counterclockwise was open, but it was kind of a pain. I never liked that plastic one. I never bought this one because it was like 5 times the price. But after the plastic one broke when it was frozen, let's hope brass does better. That's one job done. Now let's get this tank pushed back so I can redo this plumbing here. I've already got the tools and stuff moved on the back side of it, so I have space to push it back. I built this yesterday. I primered it and painted it last night. It's nothing fancy. It's a 3/4 inch plywood box. Every place you see pocket screws on the inside, it's also glued. And I put these metal brackets inside just to give it a little extra bracing. Back corners, I have these angle brackets. Nothing fancy about the box, but it'll keep the stuff that I have. It'll keep the stuff that I have stored separate here from the gray hose, which will be handy, and it gives me a place to set my hot water heater with just enough space so it doesn't. I should have a few inches of clearance up there, a couple more than I need, but I think I only need like an inch. It's not much on this electric one I bought. It's designed, it could be put inside a cabinet also, so whatever. I've got it where it needs to be so the door closes and I still got some clearance. I got all the tanks in the right spots. Now I just got to attach the tank to the floor and then attach this white box to the floor and then attach the water heater to the white box and attach the plumbing to the water heater. Oh yeah, I still got to do the plumbing on the gray tank too. I gotta find some nuts now, because like a dummy I threw the ones away that were in my pocket. They're kind of rusty because they were laying below the bus, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna use new ones. Now I'm putting this together thinking, you know, I got the same dirty work pants on I had on yesterday. I could have just kept them in my pocket and had them now. Good news, it only took me a minute to find some nuts. The bad news is I realize that's a 2-person job. My arms just aren't that long, so I'll just set the nuts up here and I'll worry about that later, and I'll have to do the ones on the other side. Yeah, I don't fit underneath the bus where it's parked right now, so it's gonna take me another person to get 2 of them in, so I'll just set the nuts here next to this bolt and move on to the plumbing. I bought 2 22.5s because I thought I was gonna have to get below here, but not at all. So yeah, I just have to get a 90 and glue 2 pieces into it, and then I'll put a connector piece here. I would have liked to never use any connector pieces, but I don't want to go up back behind the dishwasher and replace all the way up, and yeah, I guess connector's not the end of the world. Using this one-step cement, it's just clear. I hate the purple stuff everywhere, but after using this, then I get paranoid because you don't see the purple. You're like, well, did I even go and glue that? The glue isn't purple, just the primer's purple. You could still miss a glue joint, but either way, this is the... Or is it the glue that's purple? I don't know. I've been using this for a while now because otherwise I get the purple everywhere. But if you look at my joints afterwards and like, he never glued those, it's because I'm just using this clear stuff. I don't think I'd use this for anything that was pressurized. This is just gravity, water coming through it. Water doesn't even sit in this, so it's going to be just fine. Gluing this onto this end and ruining all the pieces, that's the kind of thing I usually do at the end. Glad I left my garbage laying down on the ground there to compare it to. One more glue and then slip that little collar, rubber collar up, and I'm done. Ooh, this stuff's... Let's find some paper towels. I can go upstairs and take the tape off of the sink now, and then I think I'm gonna eat lunch. What time is it? Yeah, 1:03. That's plenty late to stop for lunch. But gray tank's moved. Now to give us some hot water. The hot water heater, it's going to be attached to this base here. I should probably move out to the sunny side, not sit in the shade. I took out the bottom screw all the way around, just like the top screw here, and I put in a screw that was the same length but one size larger in diameter. And then I'm going to take this strapping and screw it to the wooden base, and I did that on all four corners, or sides or whatever. That should hold the base to it well. I'm also going to do straps over the top and screw that down. I'll just show you how I do that when I do that, but I think that should hold this to the base. This base should be held together, and it's going to be bolted to the floor. See, so with this like that crossed over the top, it really should stay where it's at. And then, not that you can see them anymore, but the metal straps on the bottom. Now I just got to make sure the box they're attached to stays attached to the bus. That's pretty easy. 4 good bolts. I think I'm probably going to use 3/8 bolts through the floor, but self tappers for today. Sounds like the gray tank's being used. Dishwasher's running, so I'm sure we'll hear the water pump at some point too. Just hooking up the water lines here. Speaking of water, I've got the electrical hooked up. I'm using a 12 gauge extension cord that already had the end cut off of it. I'm going to do this properly in the future video, but not today's video. I have the connections crimped inside of there. I'll show you that when I do this properly, not when I do this just to make this work right now. Got to get the water done today. I'll worry about the electrical when I do my main electrical. I will say though, when I said just make it work, I did put a strainer leaf on here, and I did put the proper connections inside of it. I just don't really need to show something that I'm going to redo, I figured. And yeah, it's really not supposed. Back with the new memory card. Long story short, 12 gauge extension cord for power for now, strainer leaf crimped inside. Let's get some water hooked up. What I have for fittings and what I'm going to need for fittings now. Menards. I just gotta cut it. Deal with it. I'll deal with those later. I got a couple more of those 90-degree fittings. It's worth retrieving the brass fitting, but you can't really save that last little bit of line no matter what I try. I end up cutting it with the saw, so this is the best way to do it. I'm gonna move this pump. I don't like where it's at, but it's actually quieter here than when we had it mounted to the floor. I think I'm gonna mount it. Yeah, I like this box. I'm gonna do some more plywood work in here, have some storage, and then have those 2 manifolds I have in that, and have all that in this bay. Turn the hot faucet on upstairs. Let's turn this on and see what happens. On with that one. I don't like this mess, but I'll get that manifold put on there and that'll make it way better. No water spraying anywhere yet. That's always a good sign. It's a 6-gallon tank, so it should take a little bit to fill. I should go inside and check that.
Warrior Nun. We may have to get Netflix again this winter.
Cool.
Seeing 2 of Inside Jobs also out showing.
Cold water works. We'll just keep it on hot water here and wait.
Is that turned on down here? Is the hot water?
No, I probably never turned that on in there.
Can I have light down here?
Yeah, if I had light, I'd give it to you. I don't have a phone or a flashlight.
That's good.
Yeah, I bet that one's turned off. Okay. Yeah, now she's turned it on.
Try it.
I will. Cool. Bitter sputter. I completely forgot about that down there.
Hot?
No, I haven't. You gotta flush, you gotta fill it with water before you can put power to it. Otherwise you'll burn out the heating element. That should be good now. I'll go back down below and check for leaks.
Check card.
There's some ugliness here I have to take care of. I have a bunch of tools to put away, but I'm pretty happy. I like how the hot water heater went in. The hot water heater itself, the base that it sits on, the ability to get to that. Oh, yeah, that was that had that broken plastic in it on it. Pretty productive day. Probably should call it 2 days because I spent yesterday making this white thing and thinking out how I was going to do all of this. But whatever, productive day, productive 2 days. We have hot water. It's been way too close to 3 years not having hot water. So yeah, I'm happy. Nancy's not going to be happy when she edits this and sees me all dark and whatever. I have hot water. I'm happy either way.